Hi, how are you doing today?
Doing
Hey,
good. Hi.
So my name is Andrea. I'm going to be your social worker today. Um, what's your name?
Kent.
Kent and
Cindy.
Cindy. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming in today. What's brought you in?
Well, we have had some issues with communication. We tried to talk about some financial issues we've been having, and then he got very explosive, or and then he tried walking away from me, and I didn't want him to leave, and then he just kind of pushed me away and left, and my kids started crying and were very upset, and I was very upset. So we want to learn how to communicate a little bit better.
Okay. So I'm hearing that you're coming in for financial issues and you just want to work on communication. Kent, do you have anything to add?
No.
Okay. Well, before we move on with the session, I just want to inform you that this session is confidential. Anything you say here will be kept confidential. Any paperwork you fill out will be kept confidential. And anything, if I need to reach out to any doctors, anybody else, there'll be a form for you to sign. Nothing here will be said anywhere else. You mentioned that you have 2 kids. How old are they?
We have a 4-year-old and a 10-month-old.
Okay. And do you both work?
I am a administrative assistant at a psychiatric unit.
Okay.
Construction.
Construction? Okay. So when both of you work, who do the kids stay with?
They go to a daycare.
Daycare. Okay. Do you have any family in the area? Anyone nearby?
He is staying with his brother and sister-in-law right now, and I have my parents don't live too far away.
Okay. And so the brother and sister-in-law, are you close to them? Is it easy to stay with them?
Not really.
Okay. Is there any communication issues there? Are they not wanting you there? Anything going on there?
Your kids are noisy and there's not much room.
Okay. How old are the kids there?
I don't know, they're just rugrats.
Okay.
5, 6, I don't know, something like that.
Okay. So at the beginning of the session, I usually like to ask on a scale from 1 to 10, just your feelings, how you're feeling today, like your anxiety levels. So from 1 to 10, with 1 being less anxious and 10 being the most anxious or nervous. What would you say you're at, Cindy?
Probably a 6. I'm very stressed.
A 6. Okay. And Kent?
Probably about the same, just don't want to be here.
Okay. And you mentioned you're at a 6. What is the stressor, or why do you feel so anxious today?
I feel that we're just not communicating very well, and then makes me upset because the children get upset, and I feel like I can't really talk to him about things that we need to talk about without him getting upset.
Okay. So again, I'm hearing some communication. So we can definitely work on that throughout the sessions. So Cindy, I'd just like to start with you. Have you ever been in any kind of therapy, individual therapy, anything like that?
No, this is our first time.
Okay. And have you been to any individual?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. So how the sessions are going to go, since this is the first one, it'll just be like an overview. I'm going to get your goals, some assessments, and then as the sessions go on, if either of you want to do individual, we can also do individual and then bring you guys back together just to work on you individually. Sometimes it's easier to work on you individually just so it's easier to communicate. Or for you to get your feelings out with a social worker or someone first, and then we bring you guys back together. And then also just for me to know your goals, what to work on with you guys. So for today, I'm just going to start with your family. You mentioned the brother-in-law and the sister, and then the children, and you have parents nearby. Are you very close to them? Do you have any other siblings?
We talk about once a week,
And then,
and then I have a sister, but she lives about 5 hours away,
okay,
so I don't see her that often.
okay. You said you see your parents often. Have they ever had any kind of like family issues? Did you see them fighting ever? Anything?
No, my mom sometimes can be very forward, but my dad is very low key, so I've never really heard them arguing too much.
Okay. And what about you, Ken?
Mm. Mom raised us by herself.
Okay. So the reason that I ask is sometimes because the multi-generational transmission process is like if you've seen your family fighting or something like that, it goes through the generations. And so you're more prone to fight with your spouse or the other way around. So if you've seen your parents fighting, siblings fighting, things like that, then you're more prone to just continue the pattern over the generations. Um, and then with sibling position, you mentioned you have a sister, but sometimes the oldest sibling is like the most responsible and mature, and then the younger one is just more like, fighting back, more like the rebel, things like that. So sibling position also plays a role in the family process. Is your sister younger, older?
She's older.
Okay. And do you have any siblings?
Just my sister and brother-in-law.
Okay. And is your sister younger or older?
Excuse me, I said that backwards. My brother and sister-in-law. My brother's younger.
Younger? Okay. And have you always had a good relationship with him?
No, he's a jerk.
Okay. So the goals for the therapy, do you guys have any specific goals? Anything you want to work on with me?
Well, I think maybe learn how to communicate better where we can talk without getting angry and upset.
Okay. And Ken, anything from you?
Get it over with.
Okay. And Cindy, do you feel as though Kent has always been non-communicative, or has it recently happened?
Yeah, he's just not a very good communicator, and he sometimes I think he drinks too much, and
Okay.
so I think that plays a role.
Hey, the pot or the kettle today?
Okay. And Kent, you mentioned you don't have any like substance abuse issues, but you did drink that night. Did anything lead you to drink?
So I had a drink. Whoop-de-doo.
3 beers.
3 beers. Whoop-de-doo. Wasn't like I was doing vodka or nothing.
Okay. Was that the
It
first
wasn't
time?
even a 6-pack.
Was that the first time you had drank in a while, or do you regularly have a few drinks?
I might have one after a game or something.
Okay. So for
It's not like I go around getting drunk or nothing.
Okay. So for the future sessions, I hear you guys want to work on communication. And then, Cindy, you mentioned that the night that it occurred, Kent just walked away and left. Is that something you'd also like to address, just like not running away from the problem?
Because it happened before. He always runs away when we have arguments. He just
Okay.
runs out the door.
Okay.
Well, what's the point of staying? You stay and you're just going to argue more.
So we can definitely work on both of those things. We can also just focus more on the problem, which the problem here is not only just financial issues, but also the communication and just working together. And improving the communication skills and improving the family dynamic will also help your children. So it's not good for your children to see you fighting. As they grow up, they may think that you guys aren't there for them, that mom and dad are always fighting, and then they're also more prone to just fight with others, stuff like that, through the multi-generational process. So we'll work on communication. We'll also address the financial issues if you'd like. Was there anything else? Was that it?
I think, yeah, mostly.
Okay. And then every session, I'll also have the assessment or a scale for you guys to fill out. We can also do different activities just to get you guys communicating, working together, working on problems. We can also do role plays if you like. So role play like a situation that may arise and see how you guys would act in the situation. And then we can also just, each session, evaluate the progress, evaluate how the week went. If you think we need to address anything else, we can also do that. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, it was very nice to meet you guys. And then I'll see you next week. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Any feedback? Any questions?
No, that sounds good.
Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it was very nice to meet you, Cindy and Kent.
You too.
And then we'll make you a follow-up appointment for next week.
Okay.
Thank you.